Welcome. I'm Mike Fitzgerald, one of the developers of this course. At the outset, I'd like to thank Professors Robert Robinson and Judith Torak for the indispensable contributions they've made to the structure and content of this course. Without them, the course wouldn't exist. The good news is that they will often be teaching this course, so you'll have a chance to work with the masters themselves. So, what is critical thinking? Have you ever reflected on the quality of your own thought? Look, everyone thinks it's a huge part of the human condition, but what does it mean to think critically? We all can recognize uncritical thinking. It's thought that is inaccurate or misleading, prejudiced, careless, and often simply ignorant. And uncritical thinking is both costly to our economy and very hazardous to the social fabric of our lives. We live in a dangerous age of disregard for learning, for intellectual integrity, and ultimately for the truth itself. So critical thinking has never been more important. What is it? I think we can characterize it, or at least the people who engage in it. Critical thinkers identify important issues and ask salient questions. They gather relevant data and marshal pertinent evidence. They examine their own assumptions and consider alternative possibilities. They assess the implications of their reasoning and the practical consequences of their actions. They communicate effectively and collaborate well. And they observe logical rules of reasoning and cogently argue for their own points of view. Here's a statement on critical thinking by the distinguished philosopher Michael Scriven. Quote, "Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information gathered from observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. It entails the examination of those structures of thought implicit in all reasoning: purpose, problem or question and issue, assumptions, concepts, empirical grounding, reasoning leading to conclusions, implications and consequences, objections from alternative viewpoints, and frame of reference." Critical thinking is incorporated in a family of interwoven modes of thinking, including scientific thinking, mathematical thinking, historical thinking, anthropological thinking, economic thinking, moral thinking, and, yes, philosophical thinking. This course will teach you to think critically. We'll begin with an examination of the most common embodiment of reasoning, namely arguments. We'll study their purpose, structure, and modes of presentation before turning to their analysis and evaluation. We'll distinguish certain kinds of logic and certain types of inference. Then we'll inventory some of the many ways an argument can go wrong. These are called fallacies, and they are both fascinating and fun. Finally, we'll investigate a formalized system of reasoning known as propositional logic, and we'll demonstrate its practical application. Along the way, you'll be reading our free text, watching the video lectures that accompany each unit, participating in our discussion board, taking a few quizzes and tests, and completing a capstone project that demonstrates your development as a critical thinker. That's it. On behalf of my philosophy colleagues, best wishes for success. Now, let's get started.